Hello, everybody. It's Daniel speaking, and this is our next emotional English podcast where we learn an English language effortlessly, emotionally, fulfilled with energy, and of course, positively. Today, we're having our next part of the Bogey-Beast story, and as always, I will read the part number 3, the full text. Then we'll try to cut it into little pieces. And I'll try to work with you guys with asking a lot of questions to you. And I will expect your answers immediately. It doesn't matter your answer is right or not. What is really matters, you have to answer immediately and you need to react. Why do you need to react? Because most people, they scared of speaking. They scared of making mistakes. They scared of everything. That's why they cannot speak naturally, all right? Most people, they speak like in the grammar rule. So they just trying to be perfect, but it's impossible. In the language, what's really important is to speak and to communicate with a person, okay? So that's the essential skill which we're kind of trying to get here, okay, while we are listening and speaking and reacting. And as more you're practicing your language, it's vitally important, vitally means super important, to be not into the rule, but try to be into the wave, okay? The wave, it means that you are deactivating your brain activity and just speaking without thinking of grammar, of specific vocabulary. You try to react, right? Why you need this skill? Because this is essential, right? You have no time to think when you speak with someone. Of course, you have to think when you're standing on the stage, right? And you are preparing your great speech and somebody expecting something smart from you, right? But it's not that situation, all right? We have a different story here. And our story or our idea is to react. I hope you got me well. So, as you remember, our previous story was about the girl, and that girl was kind of, oh my. She was thinking how to use and how to spend her money, right? And she was saying, goody. I feel that grand. I don't know myself. That was her last words. And now we're continuing with the next part. By the time she was a bit tired of dragging such a heavy weight and stopping to rest a while, turned to look at her treasure. And, ew! It wasn't a pot of gold at all. It was nothing but a lump of silver. She stared at it and rubbed her eyes and stared at it again. Well, I never, she said at last, and me thinking it was a pot of gold, I must have been dreaming. But this is luck. Silver is far less trouble, easier to mine, and not so easy to stolen than gold pieces would have been the death of me. And with this great lump of silver, oh my. So she went off again, planning what she would do and feeling as rich until becoming a bit tired again. She stopped to rest and gave a look round to see if her treasure was safe, and she saw nothing but a great lump of iron. Well, I never, she says. Again, she said it again, and I'm mistaking it for silver. I must have been dreaming, but this is luck. It's real convenient. I can get penny pieces for old iron, and penny pieces are a deal handier for me than your gold and silver. Why, I should never have slept a wink for fear of being robbed. But a penny piece comes in useful, and I shall sell that iron for a lot and be real rich, rolling rich. So on, she trotted full of plans as to how she would spend her penny pieces, till once more she stopped to rest and looked round to see her treasure was safe. And this time she saw nothing but a big stone. "Well, I never," she cried, full of smiles, "and to think I mistook it for iron. I must have been dreaming, but here is luck indeed. And me wanting a stone, terrible bad, to stick open the gate. Oh my, but it's a change for the better. It's a fine thing to have a good luck." Okay, this is our part number 3. As you see, something had changed here, right? So let's begin piece by piece. Not much vocab for today, but it's going to be still interesting, I hope. So by this time, she was a bit tired of dragging such a heavy weight and stopping to rest a while, turned to look at her treasure. So what is she doing with her heavy weight? Okay, she is dragging it, right? She is dragging her heavy weight. Such a heavy weight, right? Weight. And stopping to rest a while. Turn to look at her treasure. So why did she stop? She stopped and turned to look at her treasure, right? Because now she has a lot of gold, right? And she's kind of double checking the gold. What's going on with the gold? And ayo, it wasn't a pot of gold at all. It was nothing but a lump of silver. What does it mean, a lump of silver? Lump of silver means a big chunk, right? A chunk of silver. A lot of pieces of silver, right? Or coins or whatever it is. So, and it was nothing but a lump of silver. So it was not gold there, okay? It was silver now, all right? So when she realized that it was nothing but a lump of silver in her pot, so she realized that after she had turned to look at her treasure. Okay? So it wasn't a pot of gold. It was nothing but a lump of silver. So she stared at it. Stared means she looked at it so attentively. She stared at it and rubbed her eyes. Rubbed her eyes. You know, if you speak, let's say, poetic or figurative, or, you know, I say that you're just kind of touching your eyes and you just moving your hands backward and forward, and you're just trying to understand, is it real or not? So when you're rubbing your eyes, you're trying to understand, maybe you're sleeping, maybe you're here, maybe you're not. So that's kind of story. You know, in Tom and Jerry or in any kind of cartoon, you can see that when the person or the cat or Jerry sees a big, let's say, pile of gold, right? He or she couldn't believe it, right? So, and then you start to rub your eyes, right? Like, oh my God, is it real? Is it real? So, and she stared at her silver and then rubbed her eyes and then stared at it again. Okay. She couldn't believe it. How it's possible? It was gold, but now it is a lump of silver. What's going on? That's why she rubbed her eyes. So why the lady rubbed her eyes? Because she couldn't believe it. How it's possible? Magically, the gold magically transformed into silver. And that was not realistic, right? And then that's why she stared at it again. She rubbed her eyes. And then she started to speak. Well, I never, she said at last, and me thinking it was a pot of gold. I must have been dreaming. But this is luck. Silver is far less trouble, easier to mind, and not so easy stolen. Them gold pieces would have been the death of me, and with this great lump of silver, woohoo, right? So she started to think again. So she was thinking about her silver in a good way or in a bad way. All right. It was in a good way, right? Why? Let's see. First of all, she said, this is luck, right? Why it was luck for her? Because silver is far less trouble. And why silver is far less trouble? Because it's easier to mine, right? It's easier to mine. It's easier to understand how you can use it, right? And not so easy stolen. So nobody can steal it, right? That's good. So what two great reasons why silver is better than gold? First of all, less trouble, right? Easier to mine and not so easy stolen. These two reasons. So then gold pieces would have been the death of me, right? So what does it mean that gold pieces would have been the death of me, right? Of course, it's kind of negative, right? Now she's thinking that gold is bad. And she's saying, oh my God, these gold pieces would have been the death of me, right? So she's thinking that the gold would have killed her, right? And this is not a good thing to have, right? So that's why she's kind of rebalancing her mind, right? She's trying to find good and positive features in her new treasure, right? So, and this is a great lump of silver. And she's thinking, oh my, what I'm going to do with this? It's still pretty valuable, right? So she went off again, planning what she would do and feeling as rich until becoming a bit tired again. And she stopped to rest and gave a look round to see if her treasure was safe. And she saw nothing but a great lump of iron. Oh my goodness. Here you go. So she went off again. What does it mean to went off? First of all, it's a good phrasal verb. When something become very much exciting, right? And you became very much exciting. She went off. She became very excited again. Why? Because she realized that silver is even better than gold, right? So she went off. She became excited. Why she was excited? Because she was planning what she would do with this type of silver, and feeling as rich, right? So again, she became rich again in her mind until becoming a bit tired. All right, she was thinking, oh my God, how cool is that to have so much silver? Until becoming a bit tired again, she stopped to rest and gave a look round to see if her treasure was safe. So she double-checked it again. So she stared at it again. And she saw what? She saw nothing but a great lump of iron. Now there was no silver, right? There was no gold. There were a lot of iron. Okay, so now she has no silver, no gold, but iron. what is iron? Iron, it's a material, right? It's a solid material. What is iron? Let's say, what's made of iron? Do you know that, most cars, right? They're not made of iron, right? It's another metal. Okay, but iron is something solid and heavy, okay? When you think of iron, this material can be used, in the construction industry, right? Imagine the hammer, right? You have the hammer, and you can use this hammer some way and somehow to hit something, right? It's pretty heavy because it's made of iron. And iron, it's pretty valuable material too, because you can make a sword, you can make a hammer, you can make something heavy and something useful, make a knife, right, with iron, from iron. It's pretty good material. So, and this time, I think it's a medieval time or something like this. There are no blasters, or there were no different good guns there, right, as I see. So, and she found a great lump of iron in her pot, right? So, do you remember what was at the beginning? What was there at the beginning of the story? She found silver, gold, or iron. She found gold first, and then she realized that it was what? It was silver. And now she realized that it is not silver. It is something different. Okie dokie. So what is it now? It is iron, right? The material, pretty heavy material. You can make whatever you want from it. So it's kind of interesting. And then she start saying some words again. Well, I never, says she again, and I'm mistaking it for silver. I must have been dreaming, but this is luck. It's real convenient. I can get penny pieces for old iron, and penny pieces are a deal handier for me than your gold and silver. Why, I should never have slapped a wink for fear of being robbed. But a penny piece comes in useful, and I shall see that iron for a lot and be real rich, rolling rich. So again, she was thinking what she is gonna do with that type of material again. And she was mistaken or not? Of course, she was mistaken. She said, I'm mistaking it for silver. And previously, she was mistaking it for gold, right? And now it's an iron. It's an iron. I must have been dreaming, right? She was thinking of something and she just mistaking it for silver or gold, right? And now she's thinking of it as good or bad. Again, it's pretty positive. Again. But she said, this is luck, right? It's real convenient. Convenient means it's very comfortable to use it, right? It's very good for me. Why it's real convenient? So she can get penny pieces for old iron, all right? So it means that she can sell an old iron and get some penny pieces, right? And penny pieces is more realistic. She know how to use it. So she was thinking in a positive way again. And penny pieces are a deal handier for me, okay? It means much, much handier, much more handy. When something is handy, it means very convenient, very good for you, right? And these penny pieces are deal handier for her than gold and silver. So now she's trying to ease it down again, right? She's trying to say that gold and silver is not so good, and pennies or silver, the iron is much better, right? Why? She was thinking of it. I should never have slapped a wink for fear of being robbed. So again, she's kind of thinking, so why pennies are better than gold, right? And silver. Because when you sleep, you can sleep pretty safe, in a safe way. Nobody will rob you, okay? To be robbed, it means that the thief, will come to your house and steal some things, right? And then you can be robbed in this way. So, and she was not, right? She she was thinking that, should never have slept a wink for fear, right? This is very good idiomatic phrase. She would never think of any thief, right? Come to her house and steal something from her. It's very interesting idea. She's thinking positively, all right? But a penny piece come in useful, right? And now she's saying that it's much more useful than a gold or silver. And I shall sell that iron for a lot and be real rich. Rolling rich, she said. It means that she's going to be rich still, but not with gold, not with silver, but with plenty of pennies. Still positive, still good. So on she trotted, full of plans as to how she would spend her penny pieces, till once more she stopped to rest and looked round to see her treasure was safe. And this time she saw nothing but a big stone. Oh my goodness. So again, she stopped again, isn't it? Wasn't she? Of course she did. She ran, trotted, or she walked while she was thinking of her plans, how she would spend her penny pieces. Of course, she trotted. Remember what the trot means? To trot means somewhere in the middle between a run and walk, okay? To trot. You can imagine the horse, right? Horse probably gonna trot, right? In this case, she stopped again for what? Why did she stop again? She stopped again to rest and to do something else. What was it? She stopped to rest and looked round to see her treasure. And what was her treasure? Do you remember? It was a great lump of iron, right? Yes. And before that, it was a great lump of silver, right? But what was previous? Previously, it was great lump of gold. How good is that? It's amazing, right? So we go deeper and let's see what she got next. But now, this time she saw nothing but a big stone. Oh my God, a big stone. Not silver, not gold, not even iron. A big stone, all right? Stone, it's a material. It's another material, but much more less valuable, okay? So it's not that good now, all right? It's not that valuable anymore. But what did she say about it? Let's see. Well, I never, she cried, full of smiles, and to think I mistook it for iron. Again, she's saying that I mistook it for iron. Oh my God, right? I must have been dreaming, she's saying again. But here is luck indeed. And me wanting a stone, terrible bad, to stick open the gate. Oh my, but it's a chance for the better. It's a fine thing to have good luck. Okay? So again, is she thought about it in a good way or in a bad way? And again, she's pretty positive, right? She cried, but she cried in full of smiles, like, well, I never, oh my God, right? And to think I mistook it for iron. right? So she said again, I mistaking it for iron. Oh my God. And now she mistook it for iron, but it was not iron. It was just a stone, a big stone. I must have been dreaming, but here is luck indeed. Indeed, of course. Indeed, it's the word to express your agreement. Indeed. Luck indeed, right? Of course it's luck. And me wanting a stone, terrible, bad, right? I don't know why she need this stone, but she wanting a stone, terrible, bad, to stick open the gate. Why she needed her stone? To stick open the gate, all right? So, oh my, but it's a change for the better. It's change for the better. Why it's change for the better? First of all, it's good to stick open the gate, right? And it's a fine thing to have a good luck. And this is the end of our next part. And I will read the whole story again. And you will revise all the vocabulary and you will try to understand it a little bit deeper. I will try to use my emotions and then I'll try to ask you, maybe not, maybe yes. We'll see how it's going to work. Part number 3. By this time, she was a bit tired of dragging such a heavy weight and stopping to rest a while, turned to look at her treasure. And it wasn't a pot of gold at all. It was nothing but a lump of silver. She stared at it and rubbed her eyes and stared at it again. Well, I never, she said at last, and me thinking it was a pot of gold. I must have been dreaming, but this is luck. Silver is far less trouble, easier to mine, and not so easy stolen. Them gold pieces would have been the death on me. And with this great lump of silver, oh my, oh my, oh my. So she went off again, planning what she would do and feeling as rich, until becoming a bit tired again, she stopped to rest and gave a look round to see if her treasure was safe. And she saw nothing but a great lump of iron. Well, I never, she says again, and I'm mistaking it for silver. I must have been dreaming, but this is luck. It's a real convenient. I can get penny pieces for rolled iron, and penny pieces are a deal handier for me than your gold and silver. Why, I should never have slapped a wing for fear of being robbed. But a penny piece comes in useful, and I shall sell that iron for a lot and be real rich, rolling rich. So on, she trotted full of plans as to how she would spend her penny pieces, till once more she stopped to rest and looked round to see her treasure was safe. And this time she saw nothing but a big stone. Well, I never, she cried, full of smiles, and to think I mistook it for iron. I must have been dreaming, but here is luck indeed, and me wanting a stone terrible bad to stick open the gate. My, but it's a change for the better. It's a fine thing to have good luck. And this is the end of our part number 3. So we have only the last part of this mini story, and then we'll go and we'll continue our classic topics about success, leadership, business, and whatever it is, whatever you need for your English learning, right? So I want you to ask some more questions. I already received some great feedbacks from you guys. Really appreciate that. If you really want to stay connected, please subscribe on my channels. It's on Instagram. You can find it using Bondarison. And then you can find Bondarison English on TikTok, right? So that's my channels. And just let me know. Send me the message. I have a website as well. It's www.danilabondarenko.ru when you can submit for a tryout lesson, and then you can try out. You can have a lesson with me, and then you can think, do you want to continue your learning with me or not? So it's up to you guys. And as for now, all windows are occupied, but you're completely welcome for the waiting list, right? So I have a waiting list for people who want to start their English experience in September and October. So if you guys are ready, just send me the message and we can have the tryout lesson for your future English learning. Okay. So if you guys are excited, if you guys are fulfilled, if you guys are happy to learn English, it's very good. Continue your journey of English. It's very cool to learn something new. It's really nice to be in the way. And if you do have some demotivation, don't worry much. Take some rest, have some rest, and then come back and learn even harder, even deeper, even more exciting, all right? Even more excited, right? So in a more exciting way, right? This is the better speech. So let's stay in touch, and I see you next time. Have an amazing time. Booyah!